So, another barn video. What I thought I'd do with this video is go through the philosophy and design and also what inspired the Flowstate decks of the Koan, the Zen and the Musashi. Now, we're going to start with this board made by Chris Jones, who sadly passed now. Brilliant board designer. When I first moved up to Sussex, the surf was very slow, crap, crumbly, didn't have the power of the waves of home, and he made this board for me, and it glides almost like a pelican gliding. It's very cruisy. It's a whopper, it's thick, it's almost 24 inches wide, but some very clever design in it. It's very flat, so it's not got much rocker. You can see these channels here. It's actually convex as opposed to concave, so decks are normally that shape so they can rock and do turns. This one's that shape, so it means it turns very slowly, but you keep the speed, and that was the inspiration behind my first proper surf skate. I mean, there was loads of prototypes you saw. This is the Koan. It's completely flat, got no kicktail to it. It's got a weird double concave, and the trucks are very far towards the end of the board. On the idea of that, because of the double concave, you can really gently use the rails, use the trucks, and because the wheels are very far out towards the edge of the board, you do very long, cruisy, swooping turns. You can't really see it in the sunlight, but they're like blisters. It's got two little lumps, so you've got like a 7-degree little kicker for your feet. But the idea is, if you're going to drop your knee and do stylish turns and stuff, the Koan's all about that. But then frustration crept in. This is kind of my go-to board. Bit of an egg. Again, Luke Young, spectacular shaper. I mean, out there ideas. Very flat. This is a superb, it's a crazy good board. It's got some lovely design features, so the rails are very soft until they get to the back. I won't go with the rail design because that's a bit boring. But you can see how that's an evolution of this board in some ways. It's got a sort of slightly curved pintail, which allows you to turn tighter and give you more control in waves. So as you can see, the evolution of the shape of the design, if I get out of the sunlight. This is the Zen, and you can see the evolution of the shape. Both are 10 wide, both go down, both end at 9.5 at the tail. But this is a very different board, and this board is very much like this surfboard here. The Zen is designed to be a master of all. You can use it in big surf, small surf, do crazy turns. The Zen is exactly the same. So we've got very much a cut concave, as you can see. The kicktail is ever so slightly recessed, so that equalizes your knees, so you get more power for the turns. It's got a flex core, so it's got a very clever secret sauce bamboo construction that I've put around the back of the board to allow you to push through. It gives you a little bit of flex and more power. But this board, as you can see, the evolution in the shape is reflective of this board. So it's my go-to. I can use it in bowls, parks, street, I can do anything. If I just want to go cruising around and just chilling out on a sunny day in boulevards and car parks, then I'll use the Koan and just chill and not worry about having to do anything. However, Luke, being a genius, took the elements of that board and the board that he made me that was my favourite board and made this. It's such an interesting shape. Anything not needed chopped off. It's wide, it's 23.5, so it's kind of almost like a longboard width that disappears down to channels and flat bottoms and concaves. So much in this board, but it's an absolute weapon. If the waves are steep and powerful and gnarly, this is the board I use. It turns in tiny circles and you can just destroy lips, you know, you can duck dive easily with it. It is a perfect board. But if the waves are a little bit ordinary, well, it won't work. I would go to this board, and if the waves were really fat and baggy, I would go for this. And this is what gave birth to the Musashi. So this is reflective of this board. It's a board that's supposed to be used in really gnarly places like bowls and parks. It turns really tight, it's got so much power to it. As a design principle, The nose has got a little bit of a kicker to give you more traction and more speed, so you can kick, flip and ride out fakie. We've got a slightly longer, I mean this deck is short, as you can see in another video, it's an inch shorter than the Zen 19 3/4 wheel length, so it's shorter wheelbase, but the kicktail is more progressive, it's longer, it's 13 degrees now rather than 10. The bamboo flex cores at the front, but this board is designed for psychotic, nutty, crazy, destructive behaviour, and that board reflects whatever on earth we're going to call that thing. I called it the shovel. But yeah, so that's the inspiration and the principles behind the designs. You can see the evolution in the shape, and you can see the evolution of the shape of the boards and what inspired them. So the koan is this, really mellow, super cruisy, long turns. If you want one board that goes in your car that'll do anything, it's the Zen. Absolute brilliant, blissful board, will do everything you want. Perfect for big cars and turns, as you can look on the Instagram, and you can look at Facebook. You can see what Andre does on them. A ridiculous talent, by the way, somehow ignores gravity and ignores physics. He uses the Zen, which is this board. The Masashi is an assassin. It's a one-job pony, that one. So that's for bowls and parks, and it's absolutely psycho. You can do turns and you can do vert slides and you can do everything on it, but the wheelbase makes everything tighter. The deck makes it more extreme. And I've pulled the width so that you can do hand plants and grabs and stuff. So you're upside down, it's easy to do grabs. But yeah, little video on the inspiration behind the boards. My favourite 3 boards and the decks, so you can see what inspired them. Hope you dig it. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I'm not going to reveal that colour yet. Pretend it's blue. There'll be a reveal on that yet. I've finally cracked pink. But yeah, ignore that. I'll do a reveal later. Pretend it's blue.